As a flagger, you play a very important role in traffic management and temporary traffic control. You are often the public face of a construction project, a work zone, or a facility. Since you interact with motorists, you must be able to communicate clearly and effectively. This video builds on and is in addition to the Virginia Flagger Training Certification you have already completed and is specific to lane closure operations at a tunnel facility. As a tunnel flagger, you must have the following abilities. Anyone not possessing these abilities or comfortable with these qualifications should not be required to act as a tunnel flagger. You must have the ability to verbally and visually communicate specific instructions to motorists in a clear and concise manner. The ability to move and maneuver quickly in order to avoid danger from errant vehicles. The ability to control hand signaling devices, such as a stop-slow paddle and flag, in order to provide clear and concise directions to drivers, sometimes in stressful or emergency situations. And you must have the ability to recognize potential hazards to your own safety, the safety of your coworkers, and the safety of the motorist. As a tunnel flagger, you must be at least 18 years old and speak English while performing your job duties. Tunnel flaggers must wear American National Standards Institute, International Safety Equipment Association, Performance Class 3 High Visibility Safety Apparel, including trousers or coveralls as outlined in the Virginia Work Area Protection Manual, along with approved headwear and foot protection. Your high visibility safety apparel shall be securely fastened to make you visible to motorists in all weather conditions. In addition to the standard personal protection equipment and flagger skill recommendations, you must understand the governing tunnel standard operating procedures for tunnel stoppages, closures, and detour situations. It's important to remember that the incident command system is adaptable and flexible depending on the size and complexity of the incident. During normal daily operations, your directions will typically come from the tunnel control room. During emergency operations, your directions may come from the tunnel control room or from the incident commander leading the emergency response team. It's very important for you to know who is in charge in any situation and who to take direction from. If you are uncertain, never hesitate to radio your supervisor or crew lead. In a moment, we'll discuss the actual procedures for stopping and releasing traffic. But first, you must be aware that it is critical for you to stand in the safest possible location. Always face oncoming traffic, and never control traffic from the shoulder of the opposite lane. The most common procedure a tunnel flagger will perform is stopping traffic for the temporary closure of a tunnel. Tunnel closures can happen for many reasons: construction, scheduled maintenance, or an emergency repair, a disabled vehicle or crash in the tunnel or on one of the approaches, debris on the road that must be cleared, or a tide gate activation or test. Whatever the reason for the stoppage, effective communication with motorists is always a priority. If traffic through the tunnel needs to stop, the tunnel control room will notify you on the radio. The signal lights leading to the tunnel will turn red, and you will stand on the shoulder, displaying the stop side of the paddle to traffic. Once all traffic is completely stopped, you may be required to step into the travel lane to continue to direct and/or hold traffic. The LED stop slow paddle is required at night or in limited visibility conditions, fog, rain, etc. In windy conditions, when a stop slow paddle may be difficult to control, a red 24 by 24 inch retroreflective flag must be used. An illuminated safety wand may be used as an enhancement. The flag should be heavy enough to hang vertically, or the free edge should be weighted. Once it's determined that the tunnel will be closed for an extended period, a detour plan is implemented. The tunnel control room staff notifies the Transportation Operations Center, and works with the Virginia State Police to put the detour in place. The operation of the detour is then handled by the Transportation Operations Center, or, in the case of the downtown and midtown tunnels, Elizabeth River Crossings handles the detour. Traffic is stopped before the tunnel entrance to allow for backing and emergency access. It may also be stopped at outlying stations of the facility. Resources are dispatched to assist with backing up and turning around vehicles that may be stopped inside the tunnel. After turning around, some larger vehicles may need traffic stopped in both directions to allow for safe re-entry into the roadway. With the help of the Virginia State Police, all stopped traffic will be cleared up to the nearest detour point. Once all traffic is cleared, the tunnel control room will continue to monitor the closed tunnel and assist as needed. Once all travel lanes are secured and one lane is clear to carry traffic, the control room will notify you. The control room will tell you when it is time to release traffic and in which lane. Before a lane of traffic is released, a truck-mounted attenuator or shadow vehicle is placed in the closed lane behind the obstruction. To release one lane of traffic, approach the driver's side of the first vehicle in the lane that is to remain closed. Enter the travel lane only when traffic is stopped. Then notify the tunnel control room that the lane to remain closed is secure. When the cleared lane is released for traffic flow, the tunnel control room will turn the signals over that lane to yellow. The tunnel flagger controlling the cleared lane turns the paddle to slow and uses hand signals to release traffic. Due to different shifts and tunnel facilities, specific procedures may be in place. Once the tunnel is completely cleared for reopening, the tunnel control room will notify you that the traffic signals are going to be reset to green and it's time to prepare to release traffic. On some occasions, you will request that traffic be released. To release traffic, if in the travel lane, step back to the shoulder while the traffic signals are still red and notify the control room that you are completely out of the roadway. They will wait for you to tell them that you are safely out of the roadway before they change the signals to green. As the traffic signals are changed to green, turn the paddle to show the slow side, and with your free hand, release traffic using this hand signal. Once traffic is moving, you can return to your station. If your tunnel facility's overheight sensor is tripped, the traffic signals will turn yellow to indicate to the truck to stop at the inspection station. If non-compliant backup sensors are tripped, signals will turn red and you will stop all traffic using standard procedures. The control room will call you on the radio, identify the overheight vehicle, and tell you what lane it's in. Remain on the shoulder and using the slow paddle and proper hand signals, direct vehicles through the red signal in the travel lane until the overheight vehicle reaches the inspection station. If the overheight vehicle does not trip the final sensor in the detection system, it will be allowed to continue through the tunnel. If the vehicle does trip the final sensor, it will be directed by you onto the tunnel island for staging and processing. Once the vehicle is moved onto the tunnel island and the control room has indicated that the lanes are clear, move to a safe area. The control room will confirm that you are completely out of the roadway before the lights are switched to green and the traffic is released. When handling over-width loads, refer to the standard operating procedure for tunnel-specific width restrictions. When wide-load vehicles approach a tunnel, they may get a warning from a variable message sign and will have an opportunity to exit before entering the tunnel. If there is an outlying tunnel inspection station, trucks must stop to be inspected and possibly turned around. As the tunnel flagger, you are responsible to perform an actual measurement of the wide load and review the hauling permit. Once you clear a wide load to travel through the tunnel, contact the control room and request an escort vehicle. Once the escort vehicle is on site, contact the control room on your radio and ask for the lane signal lights to be turned red. Once the lights are red, stop all traffic. While traffic is stopped, the wide load will enter the roadway and the escort vehicle will fall in behind. Once the escort vehicle is far enough away for traffic not to catch up, the traffic will be released by the escort vehicle. The control room will tell you when to release traffic. The operation of escorting superloads through the tunnel is much the same as with over-width vehicles. However, to reduce congestion, superloads are only allowed to pass through tunnels between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. Flagging is an important job in any construction, maintenance, or utility operation. You must always remember that you are responsible for your own safety, the safety of your coworkers, and the safety of the motorists. You should also remember that your own personal safety is your number one priority. Flagging at a tunnel facility creates unique challenges, but with proper equipment, skills, and training, you can help motorists travel safely and efficiently through the Commonwealth.